Hi, welcome to Simple or Not Kitchen. My name is Melissa, and today we are reviewing a recipe for this really simple microwave peanut butter cake. It has chocolate in it, and it is so delicious. These mini microwavable cakes are so easy to make, and they're so delicious, and they only require a few ingredients. They microwave up in a few seconds. A lot of people do them in just a coffee mug. I'm just going to do this in some ramekin dishes, and I'm going to stir them together in just a regular bowl. I have about a quarter cup of flour and about a quarter teaspoon of baking powder, and I'm going to just whisk those all together and add in about 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar. You can adjust this recipe and add, whatever you like and whatever flavorings you like. I wanted to make a nice peanut butter chocolate cake. So I'm adding in some milk, and I also have some melted butter and some vanilla. There goes the vanilla, and there goes our melted butter. And then I'm going to add in some peanut butter. I have about 2 tablespoons of peanut butter. And I'm just going to put that into the mixture and stir it all up. These tiny little microwavable cakes are so easy to make that they're really good for kids. It's a nice way to introduce kids to the concept of baking and mixing ingredients together, but they're also good for adults as well because they're so small and, single serving. It's really hits the spot when you feel like eating cake or something sweet, but you don't want to make a whole cake, or you don't want to commit to making a whole pan of brownies. I don't know about you, but whenever I make a pan of brownies or a chocolate cake, I usually end up eating the whole thing pretty much to myself. So these little microwavable things are a really neat compromise because you get a little bit of sweetness, but you only have a small portion. And once we have all of those ingredients all mixed together and our batter is nice and smooth, it's time to go ahead and add my favorite part, and that's the chocolate chips. I have probably about 1/3 of a cup of chocolate chips, and we're just going to mix them all in there. And this comes out, nice and moist, and it has almost the flavor of a peanut butter cup. It's really, really good. So of course you can go ahead and microwave this in a mug if that's what you prefer to do. I'm using these 2 little ramekins. That way I get 2 separate little cakes. And I have also sprayed them with a little bit of cooking spray just so that the mixture doesn't stick to the dishes. And I'm just going to put equal portions in each cup. And then I'm going to just sort of press it down in there, and it's time to microwave it. And your microwave cooking time is going to depend on what type of a dish or cup you cook this in. If you are going to cook just one portion, cook the batter all together, you might want to cook it for about 90 seconds. Because I have 2 smaller servings, I'm going to go ahead and just cook it for about 70 seconds. And I am placing a cover over the ramekins because as these cook, they can make a mess. And 70 seconds later, you can see our little cakes are done, but they did make a mess in the microwave. And there they are, they're all finished. And as if they weren't sweet enough, I'm going to go ahead and just sprinkle a little confectioner sugar over the top, and yum, how good is that? Like I said, it tastes just like a peanut butter cup. It's so good and so chocolatey and so sweet. And best of all, it is super easy to make, and I don't have a whole cake laying around my house now, just these 2 little small portions. If you give this recipe a try, let me know how it turned out, and you'll find more recipes, articles, and video at PennellCentral.com.